that we'd never go 11-5? I don't think so.
Sure.
All right, so that's definitely the marquee matchup to watch among the 4 o'clock games. The marquee matchup among the 1 o'clock games on Sunday is in the AFC East, the Jets versus the Patriots. Now, here's what Jets defensive end Sheldon Richardson said in an interview with the Metro New York. This is going to be another win for us. We'll let you all write the columns about validating wins and stuff like that. This is going to be another win in the win column if we go out there and execute and do what we're supposed to do. All right, so it sounds like he guaranteed a win, but then after the interview, here's what he tweeted. This is why I don't want to do interviews anymore. Roger, hope y'all enjoyed that BS. Now, Richardson says he was responding to a question on whether a win over the defending Super Bowl champions would validate the Jets. He essentially replied by saying, no, it would be just like another win. So the question, what do you make of Richardson's clarification? Stephen A.?
Well, what I make of it is that it's incredibly annoying. The level of ignorance that spewed out of his mouth really alarmed me. And here's what I mean by that. Leave it to the Jets PR to make that correction. They did a very good job. They contacted me last night to make sure that I got the clarification on the part of Sheldon Richardson. Even if you had made that statement, what's the big deal? It's football. I understand that you don't want to give locker room material to the New England Patriots. But, Skip, I'm talking specifically about Sheldon Richardson. You're literally going to tweet, this is why I don't want to talk about the media. Sheldon Richardson, would you have preferred they asked you about you rolling down the highway at 143 miles an hour with a 12-year-old in the car? Would you have preferred that? Would you have preferred that they asked you about how you couldn't stay off the weed? Would you have preferred those questions? No, these are football questions. Now, granted, the media member, whoever it may have been, may have misconstrued what you said, may have used it for a headline or whatever the case may be. But to go out there and to tweet, this is why I don't like talking to y'all with what you've been through? Because they misconstrued a football quote about a big-time matchup, the number 2 ranked defense or the number 1 ranked defense going up against the number 1 offense. That's why you tripping? With all that you've had going on in the past? Think about that for a second, Sheldon. Who I like, by the way, Skip. Like him a lot. I talked to him on a couple of occasions. Met his daddy. Okay, I know how the Jets and Todd Bowles and those guys feel about him. I definitely think his presence makes the Jets even more formidable than they already are as a defense. But how do you gumption up the nerve to tweet something like that because you are upset about a quote that was misconstrued as it strictly pertains to football and competition when you know what you just put yourself through? And oh, by the way, we're all still waiting to see what the NFL is going to do with Sheldon Richardson because of that traffic incident I brought up. You're actually lucky you are in a position to give a quote instead of being home someplace, not being allowed to play. So let me just throw that out there. Now back to the reality of all of this football stuff between the Jets and the Patriots. This is what we want. This is what we've waited for. You talk about Tom Brady and how much of a bad boy he is. Has nothing to prove. He's 4-time Super Bowl champion. We get that. But going up against Darrelle Revis, who's very familiar with him, going up against the Jets defense, who is elite, just as we anticipated that they would be, an AFC East rivalry, this is going to be a very beautiful matchup. I've got no problem with it. I'm looking forward to it. I wish Richardson had guaranteed to win. I wish he was willing to give bulletin board material. I wish he was willing to go out on a limb and say, and dare I say, go Greg Hardy on the New England Patriots and let Tom Brady and those boys know he was coming for them. Because the Jets defense is good enough to back it up. I'm just sad that he backstepped or whatever the case. I'm not saying that that's what he really meant to do. I'm quite sure he wanted to be wise enough not to give bulletin board material, and I can respect that. But I'm saying that Sheldon Richardson and the Jets defense is good enough to be bold. They're good enough to sit up there and say, here we come, what you gonna do about it? Even against Tom Brady. That doesn't mean they'll win, but I don't think he's going to run roughshod over them either. This is the game of the week for me. This is the one I've wanted to see.
Okay, so now that you're frustrated that he backed off his guarantee, Sheldon Richardson, I'm assuming then you're picking the Jets to win in Foxborough, right?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Why not?
I'm picking because I don't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick to come through against the Patriots defense when it counts. I think it will be a nail-biter. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think the New England Patriots are going to end up winning this game 21-17.
After all that you just said, the big case you made for the defense, Revis knows Brady, and you're still saying Brady's going to win this game?
Well, 21 points, Skip Bayless. It's not like he's going to drop 40 on them or whatever. But I just don't believe. I don't believe that. First of all, I don't believe that the New England Patriots. I don't believe that the Jets are going to score more than 21 of the New England Patriots. That's number one. And secondly, stop worrying about comprehending why I picked the way I picked. Go ahead and make yours. This is first take with us. I get to pick my picks the way I want to and why. You don't get to do it for me.
Eludes me, as usual.
I'm usually eluding you, Skip.
Okay,
Are you just
going to help you. I'm going to help you make your case.
Go ahead.
I'm going to keep piling on here in favor of the Jets, okay? Marcus Cannon.
Really? Even though you're going to pick the Patriots?
So wait a second. Wait a second. You don't know that. You don't know that yet.
Yes,
Marcus
I do.
Cannon,
I know you.
my second string left tackle, and this is my team that I picked to win it all, and I'm not wavering from that. Marcus Cannon did not practice this week, so I assume they will be down to virtually their third string left tackle. What other team could survive with their third string left tackle and two rookies starting in the offensive line, including an undrafted free agent rookie at center? What other team could survive against the #1 scoring defense in the National Football League, the New York Jets? Nobody could. And I'm surprised you're not piling on me with that kind of argument in your case, because the Jets are #1 in blitzing, so they're #2 in most quarterback pressures. And how are the Patriots going to keep them off Tom Brady? I don't know. I'm really not sure. Now let's move to Darrelle Revis. He does know Tom Brady. He leads the NFL in takeaways, does Revis, with 6. And let's talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick. The last 2 games, he's had QBRs above 90 on a scale of 0 to 100. Above 90, good. He's played great by Ryan Fitzpatrick standards. And I've told you before, he's always pretty good. Brandon Marshall, first Jets wide receiver with 4 straight 100-plus yard games since Don Maynard in 1968, catching passes from the great Joe Namath. Since '68, no Jets receiver has done what Brandon Marshall has done in the last 4 games. And my Patriots defense is just pretty good. I've never said it was great. It's just pretty good. Chris Ivory leads the National Football League in rush yards per game for your New York Jets with 115.5 yards a game. My defense, my Patriots defense, allows 4.8 yards per rush, which is ranked 29th in the NFL. I ask you, Stephen A. Smith, why can't you just go ahead and take that one more step and pick the Jets? They're your wild card team. Because, well, first of all, and Buffalo is yours, and we see how that's working out. That's number one. Well, what does that have to do with this argument? Does that mean you're backing off your wild card team? Not at all. I'm not yet sold on Ryan Fitzpatrick, Skip. And my thing is I believe that the Jets will split with the New England Patriots this year. I think the Jets will win one of these games and the Patriots will win one. I'm just of the mindset that the Jets will perform better at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey than they will at Foxborough this Sunday afternoon. I could be wrong. Of course I could be. But I don't think so. I'm of the mindset that they will split. So I'm going with both teams protecting their home turf against one another this season. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not sold on Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to look this week the way that he has looked over the previous 2 weeks. I just don't believe that. That's just where I'm at. I know that you can run the ball on New England. I know that Chris Ivory looks like one of the best running backs in football right now. I agree. He looks like an absolute stud. I understand that Brandon Marshall is the legit #1 that the Jets have been looking for, and having Eric Decker in the lineup with him definitely helps. I get all of that. I'm just of the mindset that this will be a tight, fought game in Foxborough, and somehow, some way on their own turf, Tom Brady and the New England Patriots will find a way to squeak one out.
Once they come to East Rutherford, the Jets are going to blitz them on December 27th. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at, because it's about Tom Brady against Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I'm not sold on Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And that's where I am. Todd Bowles said earlier this week that he compares Tom Brady to the great Michael Jordan. And I agree with that comparison. I think it is beginning to apply, in the case of Brady, into the realm of the guy I always say is the greatest athlete who ever played in any sport, greatest performer ever. So that's what this will boil down to. It's not blasphemy. He's in the realm. He's in the pantheon now of Michael Jordan.
Okay, all right. In the realm, I can deal
I didn't say
with
he's
that
greater
language
than
in
Michael
the
Jordan.
realm.
But I don't think,
not saying greater. But in the realm, okay, I'll take that.
I don't think Todd Bowles was trying to blow any smoke in Brady's direction. I think he was just being honest. He belongs in the conversation with Michael Jordan. And because of Tom Brady, I'm with you. The only thing we agree on, it is going to be a battle because of the Jets' defense and their ability to blitz an offensive line that has too much inexperience, has 3 inexperienced players in it. You got to factor that in. So I say close game, but Tom Brady will win this game 23-20.
Well, I tell you, Michael Jordan of the NFL, Tom Brady, he's only lost to the Jets 5 times in his entire career.
Well,
he is 20-5. Yeah, Stephen A?
Need I remind y'all that Tom Brady tap danced in the pocket and lost 2 Super Bowls. Michael Jordan, 6 NBA Finals, 6 titles, 6 MVPs, unblemished. That's what I think about when I think about people who mention Tom Brady, Michael Jordan in the same breath as anyone. He's unblemished. They are not. Bring me Joe Montana or a Terry Bradshaw or somebody that's undefeated.
I have to defend Tom Brady here.
That's right.
With 2 minutes to go in the first Super Bowl, he threw what should have been the winning touchdown pass to Randy Moss that put the Patriots ahead, if I recall, 14-10. And then Eli Manning pulled off the luckiest pass in the history of the Super Bowl. And no, I'm going to finish. The next game, the second Giants escape, Tom Brady threw a pass that Wes Welker failed to catch, or the Patriots would have won that game also. So he did what he was supposed to do.
By the way,
Stephen A.
hold on. That first Super Bowl Skip's alluding to, Tom Brady, prior to the Super Bowl, had the #1 offense. They were averaging over 30 a game. He had Randy Moss at his disposal and literally laughed at the media when they said, you could be potentially held to 17 points. Oh, we're only going to score 17 points? Okay. And when he threw that go-ahead touchdown, that gave them 14 points for the game. He only scored 14 points in that Super Bowl. Skip glossed over that.
I didn't gloss.
Super Bowl,
should have won the game
and got beat up.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you didn't.
Yeah.
You did it. You know?
Tom Brady, Michael Jordan in the NFL. We're going to save that topic for another day, but hey, we got started on that. All right, coming up, they had not 1, not 3, not 5, but 6 sacks against the 49ers last night. What did this win mean for the Seahawks? Skip and Stephen A. will tell us. And hey, we've got you covered heading into another sports weekend. You can check out everything we're talking about on our Instagram account. It's ESPN First Take. You can see the entire rundown right there.